I'll have to dip into the.
You quit it.
So I said, let me create jobs, which I already had sensed. Indian Partnership Act especially, and even other Companies Act. It is easier to divorce your wife than your partner. So be careful. Then I looked around, there's not a single helicopter in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Nobody had a helicopter except the chief minister here, not even Kerala, had one old helicopter. What I had come to know is that your helicopter should be available like a cab. My first ad was dial a chopper. The dream must become you. You must become the dream. That kind of madness must be there to start any venture.
नमस्कार, मैं हूं पवन कुमार। डायलॉग्स में आपका स्वागत है। भारतीय विमानन के इतिहास में बदलाव के लिए दो नाम जाने जाते हैं, जाने जाएंगे। JRD टाटा, जिन्होंने भारत को उड़ान भरने का सपना दिया, और कैप्टन GR गोपीनाथ, जिन्होंने उस उड़ान को आम आदमी तक पहुंचाया, कॉमन मैन को उड़ना सिखाया। एक ने कहा भारत उड़ सकता है, दूसरे ने कहा भारत में सबको उड़ना चाहिए। कैप्टन गोपीनाथ से आज हमारी मुलाकात होगी और इस देश में हम सुनेंगे किस्से विमानन के इतिहास के पिछले 20-30 साल के। कोई इंटरव्यू नहीं है, कोई साक्षात्कार नहीं है, कोई गपशप नहीं है, सिर्फ कहानी सुननी है। आज हिंदुस्तान में उड़ान की दुनिया कैसे बदल गई। कैप्टन, आपका स्वागत है हमारे कार्यक्रम में। सबसे तो पहले ये कि आजकल आप क्या कर रहे हैं?
आजकल एक हमारा हेलीकॉप्टर कंपनी है
जी,
जिसमें हेलीकॉप्टर और विमान दोनों हैं। ये चार्टर बिजनेस है
जी।
ये कंपनी जो पहले था 1995 में हमने इधर से शुरू किया
जी।
इसी जगह में। तब हम टेंट में थे। और मैं फौज से निकला था। उसके बाद खेती में गया
जी।
और सब हमसे पूछते हैं, मुझसे पूछते हैं, हाउ डिड यू, a person who was an ex-army officer, जो फौज में थे, मैं कैप्टन था फौज में, ये है कैपिटल इंटेंसिव, बहुत पैसा का ये बिजनेस है, आप इसको कैसे शुरू किया, कैसे आपको ये सपना कैसे आया? सपना भी नहीं देखते हैं। तो आप इंग्लिश में एक कहावत है जॉर्ज बर्नेट शॉ का, यू सी थिंग्स एंड आस्क व्हाई। आप कुछ चीज को देखते हो और आप पूछते हो व्हाई, क्यों? He says, I dream things that never were and I ask why not. मैं जो नहीं है उसका सपना देखता हूँ और मैं पूछता हूँ क्यों नहीं। But so what happened was, at the end of it I felt, maybe if I have to continue, my farming will suffer, my own life will suffer in terms of revenue and money. I'll have to dip into the.
You quit it.
So I said, let me create jobs, which I already had sensed. that
नहीं, तब तक आपने तय कर लिया था कि हमें एयरलाइंस में कूदना है?
नहीं,
हेलीकॉप्टर में?
no.
नहीं.
I said, like C.K. Prahalad later said this very famously. This is entrepreneurs are the new freedom fighters of India. The earlier freedom fighters, Gandhi, Bose, Nehru, Savarkar, whosoever. But these are the new freedom fighters because they will give you freedom from poverty, freedom from unemployment. And that was his theme. He had written a beautiful article. And so I said, I had a motorcycle shop, I had 8 branches. I'd given, instead of seeking a job, I'd given a job. And agriculture was not paying. Even there I had given some jobs. I had become the very well-known name. Some jobs were there. But big jobs I had created. I had 8 branches in Hassan, Chikmagalur, and all these places. I had an agriculture consultancy company. I had about 100 people there. I had a branch here in Hassan, one in Mysore, one in Bangalore. I had already established a base in Bangalore, along with another partner. So it's also important to have good partners in life, in business, as in anything, including politics, I think. So my chartered accountant, Balakrishna Acharya, at that time, was my auditor for my motorcycle company. He said, remember when you choose a partner, under the Indian Partnership Act especially, and even under the Companies Act, it is easier to divorce your wife than your partner. So be careful. But these kind of things help me. All these kind of people were great help. So I had good partners with all these people. So I had a lot of branches. I came to Bangalore. Then I was re-established my contact with the army. I went to the army club to play tennis and squash. I used to go in the evening to have a drink. And I met my old army buddy from my NDA days, who was my buddy, who was also coming for a game there.
Sam was one of them.
Samuel. Same, he was we were in the same, in NDA and IMA, we shared the same bunker, we were together in the academy and all that, very good chap. He had 3 children, he was still 40. He had taken a premature retirement after 20 years. He was a helicopter pilot. I was with him in the same division, but I was not flying. So he came and he was looking for a job. He had 3 children and taken a bold step thinking that he's going to fly in civil. Then one day when I was playing, he said, look, I'm not getting a job. I said, why? He said, I go once in a way to ONGC in Assam. When they call me, I'll go for 10-15 days, I'll make some pocket money and come back, but I don't have a regular job. Then I realized, then he said, why don't we start a helicopter company?
Which year it was, helicopter?
1994.
1994.
95.
Okay.
So he said, maybe we should do a crop spraying. I said, no. I said, I just won a Rolex award for ecological farming. And I also knew that we don't have large 5,000 acre farms. We've got in tea plantations. We don't have 5,000 acre farms to do crop spraying, but it destroys the environment. And it's not a good way of flying. It's a dirty flying, so we forgot about it. And eventually he got a job as a security officer, come administrative. Most of the people who were great pilots. He was a great pilot. He had won a gallantry award against terrorists in Kashmir. He was a lieutenant colonel. He was a good guy, and I liked him. Right? And we forgot. And one day he said, "I got a job." In the meantime, I was thinking, being an entrepreneur, this did not go out of my mind. I said, "Yeah, why he is not getting a job?" Then I looked around, there's not a single helicopter in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Nobody had a helicopter except the chief minister here, not even Kerala, had one old helicopter, which are already about 20 years old then.
So you started the helicopter company then?
Yeah. So then there was no helicopter in Andhra except the chief minister. There were only about 10-15 helicopters which were owned by, not even by Ambani then. Ambani was rich, but he had still not come into that. He could afford it, but he was not into that league of owning one. People, Thapar had it, Singhanias had it, Mahindras had it, Kirloskas had it. These old world people, Bajaj, these were the old world business. Birlas, they had it. And they were using it for themselves, and many of them were giving it for political patronage. And they were using it occasionally. If they had to come to a plant, a cement plant, they would plan 1 month in advance and it would happen. And what I had come to know is that your helicopter should be available like a cab. My first ad was dial a chopper. My first ad was that. If it's in the map, we'll get you there. He take you anywhere. Was my. So this was my idea. Then I said there's no helicopters here. Malaysia had 45 helicopters then. Philippines had 80. Brazil, 2 cities had about 500 helicopters. Forget America and Europe. They are in thousands. We had some 14, 15 helicopters, about 40 were registered, many of them were not flying. So I did not need a consultant. You need a consultant at some times. But I don't need a consultant to the original idea, like Steve Jobs had for laptop, Bill Gates had for Microsoft, or Narayan Murthy had for whatever business. For that you don't need a consultant, because 2 things I'll tell you. This is the entrepreneurial thing for the helicopter. In Kannada there is a proverb, Angayina Hunnige Kannadi Beke. If you have an abscess in your palm, where आपको हथेली में कुछ है, चोट, उसको देखने के लिए आपको मिरर नहीं चाहिए. आप देख सकते हैं. Mirror is what? A guru, a consultant, or somebody else who is successful. You want to go and ask him, क्या मैं कर सकता हूँ इसको? So vision is the art of seeing the invisible. एक अंतर्दृष्टि है, एक दूरदृष्टि है. विजन इस दूरदृष्टि जो आपको नहीं दिखता है, इज इनविजिबल, बट इज विजन. वो दृष्टि आपको नहीं दिखता है, दैट इज द फ्यूचर. You are seeing a future that I will change the world. I'll bring in credit cards and remove cash transaction when American Express first did it. Right? That is vision.
You wanted Indians to fly.
No. So I said India doesn't have a solid helicopter company. Pawan was there, but it was largely for state government and from infrastructure. But I said we need it for tourism. We need it for private charters. We need it for medical evacuation. Like army does. Every second day they go and land on the top of a hill and do a medical evacuation. We need it for aerial photography, aerial mapping, geophysical survey, lifting electrical poles in the hills, to take a big pylon in the hills from one place to another place. It are making cutting a road. So a lot of uses are there. So I said India now needs it. It is still the early days of reforms of Narasimha Rao. And even then this Swadeshi is to come. Like today we are saying little extra, make in India. Make in India is good. But don't make it Swadeshi. Because if you make in India, you have to export it. Nobody will buy it if you say I will not import it. That's what Trump is doing in a way. He says you are charging my motorcycle 100%, but your Bajaj motorcycle or Mahindra thing, I am charging you 0. Your software I am not charging you, but my this one you are charging. Right? That's what he is saying, right? So some protection has to be there, but it has to be integrated. Right? So India should not have this diffidence. ये मोनोपोली नहीं होना है. मोनोपोली इज डिस्ट्रक्टिव. जो मोनोपोली मतलब पूरा क्या बोलते हैं इसको हिंदी मोनोपोली,
एकाधिकार बोलते हैं उसमें.
ठेका आदि एक ही आदमी का. क्या होता है तब एम्बेसडर कार का जैसे होता है. वो खुद के लिए डिस्ट्रक्टिव है. खुद का नाश.
उन्हीं के लिए सुसाइड हो गया है.
He himself, because you see ambassador car, because he had monopoly, he didn't want to make any changes. So when changes came, because technology will change eventually, or the country will collapse. So politicians will, under pressure to create jobs, they'll do it. Like, look at now, we have no cell phones. Cell phones started coming. Now whatever was 16 rupees, now it is free in internet, because internet came. So the cell phone people can't charge 16 rupees, right? So the problem is that you have to create more people. There is competition. So some people who did that, like Bajaj, today is the most profitable motorcycle company in the world, in India, competing against Honda. Honda is also there. He had a Kawasaki collaboration. Kawasaki is also there. Suzuki is also there. But he is the most profitable. Hero Honda collaboration is there, but Hero today is motorcycles is one of the largest in the world, or the largest. So you need competition. So the problem was that there was no competition in the helicopter field except Pawan was there. So I said I must make helicopters available. Affordable to an extent. It can't be affordable like Airline. Just like whatever you do, a car can be cheaper. Uber can be cheaper, but bus is still cheaper. Right? So Deccan was an Airbus bus model. I was competing with the trains. So that's how the idea came. And then I thought about it. I told Captain Sam, resign your job. Let's do it together. Because he had strength in, firstly he was a good partner. He didn't know anything about business. I had already learnt something about business, small. But all those failures and impediments in my business, including in politics, were learning lessons. Because all those politicians whom I met in BJP, whom I met in Congress, whom I fought in the campaign, I used to meet them, many of them came to power. Right? So it gave me access to talk to them without the diffidence. Without that also necessity to, I didn't have the money to take money to get a license. So, but it took me 2.5 years to get a license.
Helicopter license.
From the day I applied 30 years ago, 95, I incorporated the company. And I wanted a really good finance person because I was weak in finance. So good leadership is to know what you are not good in. So somebody told me you have to have a good finance. You are an entrepreneur. You are all over the place. You have some vision. You will do all kinds of crazy things and stupid things. Only then you are an entrepreneur. But if somebody tells you not to do this, not to do that, it will be like Columbus not taking the boat. You'll be on the boat, you'll be on the shore only. अब नदी का किनारा में भी होंगे, समुद्र में, अब चलेंगे नहीं, उड़ेंगे नहीं. So, and you have to be obsessed with your dream. वेदांतिक बोलते हैं ना, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, tam tat sat, you are that is you. There is no separation. There is no dvaita or advaita. There is advaita, there is no dvaita. Vishishta advaita is in Hindi. That means you are the dream must become you. You must become the dream. That kind of madness must be there to start any venture. But as Kipling said, dream but not make dreams your master. Which means dream, but have other people.
No, but how helicopter, from helicopter to airlines?
So I started
How
with,
this transition happened?
yeah, I started with one helicopter because I had to get a license. It took me 3 years to get a license. And
क्यों इतना देर क्यों लगा?
that is, so you have to get first you have to form a company, then you have to get a security clearance. Security clearance will take, 6 months or 3 months. Then firstly they will not even entertain you at this one. Then you have to go and meet somebody. To meet somebody you will require a middleman. Those kind of things. Like
Policy की problem
Of
थी
course,
क्या?
if I had taken money,
Policy की problem थी?
yeah, हमेशा वो भी तब भी है, आज भी है. Lot of reforms are done, but lot of more reforms are required. So why I want to tell you about 2 years is like विवेकानंद है. कोई भी आपका idea है, पहले लोग जो है, they will
रिजेक्ट करेंगे,
ridicule,
रिडिक्यूल करेंगे,
आप बोलेंगे ये जोकर है, insult करेंगे, then they will
accept it later on.
Then they are also this one. It's the same thing. So when you went to say where is the money? You are ex-army man, all that kind of thing. But I knew that if you are so obsessed and if you have the energy, it's आज भी सत्य है, परसों सत्य था, कल भी सत्य था, कल भी सत्य होगा. आपके पास एनर्जी है, कमिटमेंट है, जो है बोलते हैं डिवोशन, कमिटमेंट, निष्ठा, अगर ये सब कुछ है, इसको हमने एक्टिव नहीं कर सकते. अगर है, पूरा आपका देह में, आंख में होना है, हृदय में अगर है, कैपिटल आपको ढूंढता है, पैसे आपको ढूंढता है, विच इज वेंचर कैपिटल. आपके पास आइडिया है, किसी दूसरे के पास पैसा है, परंतु आपको लाइसेंस के लिए अगर आप पैसे के साथ जाएंगे, किसी ने आप वो पैसे को लेगा, आधा उसने लेगा, और 3/4 he will take and 1/4 he will give to the minister, and minister also takes it. All parties take it. So there are also honest politicians. They don't take it from everybody. So I went, 3 times it happened. Once with Congress, when I got the license.
For helicopter?
I walked into the secretary's office. It's come in that movie. I don't know, आपने देखा है नहीं देखा?
नहीं, मूवी नहीं देखा है, देखूंगा.
वो सरफिरा मूवी में है, और तमिल में उड़ान.
So you went to the Secretary Civil Aviation's office?
To meet him, who was the secretary that time, and
who was
said,
secretary?
I don't remember now.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the name of the minister. The secretary said, come next time. I went on. Every time I went, he was in a meeting. What is he in a meeting for? He's in a meeting to solve your problems, people's problems, but he's never available to meet the people. Mostly, if you go to any office today, Karnataka, they're always in meetings, okay, which are required. So whenever I went, he's not there. Then that secretary, the PS told me, साहब आपको पता नहीं लगता क्या? No, very insulting way. आपका मीटिंग नहीं हो रहा है तो इतना दफा क्यों खर्चा करते हो? So I used to go by from here. That's why people in South are disadvantaged, because the headquarters is there. Somebody who is a local guy is faster to get a license in various ways. So I used to go, stay in office space. I used to go and stay in friends' houses. And so finally, when it happened again, he was walking past. He said, "Captain, I'm just going for a meeting. Come tomorrow." Next day I went. He is not there. Something. So the 3rd or 4th or 5th or 100th time I went, same thing I heard. I just then didn't stop. I left that guy and rushed into his office and I shouted at him. He was stunned. But in the movie they show I hit him. I didn't. I said,
okay.
What are you? I said, I'm ex-army man. Don't you have any, at least some decency to meet me? Either reject my file and give it to me. You can't sit on it. That's something I really let him have it. I said, Captain, please sit down. He said, I sent you a file to the minister a month ago. Then go and please tell him. He said, he hasn't called me. If he calls me, I'll go. And why can't you go and tell him that I have been coming? See, this is what he said, if I tell him, he'll think I'm interested in your file. Only the secretary can take money. He did not ask me for money. Probably he also thought I will not give it. I don't have it. Of course, there are some who take money, in all departments. But he said, given it, so you please meet him. So I didn't wait for an appointment. I rushed into the minister's office and I shouted at him. I said, Nasib Rao is a prime minister. His thoughts, what he is saying. And this is what you are doing. He says, Captain Saab, baito, aram karo. What is the pain?
Who was civil minister?
No. I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Baito, And he said, what happened? He said, my file is there. From 3 years I'm coming. Why didn't you come to me earlier? I said, because they said the file has to come to you. If one license is given, the other license cancels. If that is given, this is cancelled. Then I'm running behind again and again. So anyway, I said, they told me that the file is with you. Please look into it and sign it. I'm an ex-army guy. If this is what happens to me, what happens to others? And Nasim Rao is saying reforms. Something like that I said. I burst out. He said, Sabko chai pilao. Then he said, let me tell you. You're like my daughter, what is happening in the movie? So he said, Captain Saab, chai pilao. I said, okay. Then he asked the secretary, where is Captain Saab's file? Sir, I could hear. Sir, aapke table ke upar hi hai. No, I can't find it. He's telling me, I do not know where it is. Come and show it to me. He knew where it is. When a minister doesn't sign, that means he's expecting something, right? So he took it out. He saw it. He signed it. He said, ab pehle aana tha hamare paas. He was Ghulam Nabi Azad.
Ghulam Nabi Azad, okay.
Then much later, when I started the airline, he called me and said, I want a flight to Srinagar and Leh. I said, I'll do it, but in Delhi I'm not getting parking, so you have to tell the minister here to give me parking. So I was leveraging also, because in those days, these new airports are not there. There were the airport authority airports, which were indifferent, inefficient, but you could get things done. It was also low cost. Inefficient, low cost, shabby, somewhere like cow sheds, the hangars. But if something did not happen, you could go to a minister, all cylinder minister has seen things. Either way it can be done. Either the empathy or connections or money, it can be done. In a monopoly, you can't do it. Or a duopoly, you can't do it.
So that is how you got the helicopter license.
You know why I'm saying? In a monopoly, you can't do it. If somebody has a monopoly, monopoly came during Birla's time, Nehru's time. You can't go and bribe Nehru, even assuming he's corrupt. Or you can't bribe any finance minister of that time, or aviation minister of that time, to bribe him to get money from Birla, right? So if there's a monopoly, you can't bribe anybody also. So what I'm saying is, because they're so powerful. So he said, he must have thought, there are so many other people who give funds. Why I should? So what I'm saying is that, so you have to not give up. That is more important than talent, more important than all other things that you have.
चलिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आप साहब बात करने के लिए
Thank you for taking the trouble.